Broadway World. My name is Christie Prades and I play Gloria Stefan in London's On Your Feet. We're here in my dressing room here at the Coliseum and I'm about to get ready to transform from Christie to Gloria, so join me. So we just finished about 3 hours of rehearsal getting ready for West End Live. We're very excited to be performing there, but now we have a show tonight. So I'm going to show you a little bit of like my prep and my routine every single night as I transform from Christie to Gloria. I always start with my hair usually, but I'm going to do some makeup so you guys see a little bit of that. I always say it's so exciting to see the show and how it's evolved through the 3 years that I've done it, especially with 3 different casts. It's been kind of cool to see totally different people portray and interpret the story in their own special and organic way, and just seeing them kind of like evolve into their characters and being a witness to each person kind of finding their way with the show has been a really exciting and fulfilling thing to witness, especially with the London cast because they've never seen the show at all. Whereas our tour cast, they've seen it on Broadway and whatnot, so they kind of knew what to fall back on. But the peeps here, it's kind of like they had a chance to really build it from the ground up, and me getting to witness them do that and be like the veteran and knowing that I was a rookie once and was in the same kind of place is a very special thing. And yeah, I'm just happy to be out here and to be telling that story with this cast in particular. I love them. Oh my gosh, yeah, especially from my debut, from my Broadway debut to now, I've just had and developed such a relationship with Gloria herself that I was able to kind of dive in a little bit deeper into my personal Gloria because I knew her a little bit more. On Broadway I didn't really have a chance to connect with her because we were already open and it was just kind of like a machine that kept running. But yeah, for tour and for here, it just getting to know her and getting to know her intention behind each scene and everything like that, I was definitely able to find new meaning behind my intention on stage, and that was something that I wasn't, able to get in the beginning, and now that I have, it's just completely transformed my outlook on my character and how I interpret things on stage. So I was told that UK audiences were very reserved, and I was preparing for it just because in the States we're a little laid back, or like we kind of like to connect with the show in general. At least on Broadway. On tour it was different. But coming here, and especially starting in Leicester, which is obviously a smaller town than here, I was expecting it to be like a little quieter, but they were so loud and with us, and they were connecting with us right away, and it was just kind of shocking really to see that, and then to talk to them after and be like, yeah, we're not usually like that. So it was kind of really cool to witness that we're breaking that mold with our show. I've always wanted to come here, which is really crazy that this show has helped me see so many places that I've dreamt of going to. London has always been like on the top of my list, just because I know this is kind of crazy, but I was a huge Harry Potter fan when I was younger, so I kind of fell in love with just like the accent and the way that people are here. They're so friendly and so open and willing to like help out and just really kind. So I was always kind of like intrigued on coming out here and exploring, and the fact that I get to come and work here and explore it while I'm doing that is amazing. It's a dream come true, really. I love it here. It's really special just because as an actor we're always told to kind of be something that we're not, and kind of live in another world of interpretation depending on the character that we're playing. But with this show and with those kinds of shows, the fact that I get permission to be my organic self and to be a Cuban American, sharing a story of dreams and sharing a story of acceptance in immigrating to a new country and just starting from scratch and making yourself out of nothing. I mean, it's kind of really special because that's like a vocabulary that I know very well because of my parents and just like all of my family and friends that have been through the same thing. So it's been wonderful to kind of share that story and to see the response of people loving our culture and like what we bring to the States. And when we bring here, there's Cubans here, there's 2 Cubans in our show that I didn't even know that they live in Germany, and then one lives here. So it's kind of crazy that we get to actually have these shows that we get to say our own personal story within this story, and it's been a big privilege to be able to be that person to expose that, and especially people getting to represent, yeah, my Cuban American side, but also like my people from Miami, like where I grew up. It's kind of weird. I always say I'm spoiled that I get to play a little bit of myself whenever I play Gloria. It's very special, it's very unique. And not to be acting, but just to kind of be and just to respond in a human way. And to do that on top of just kind of not having to worry about my accent or not having to worry about the way that I talk with my hands a lot, and I usually have to like control that and think about that. It's nice to be able to just be okay with doing that, doing those things. Yeah, I love it. Auditions left and right while I was cocktail serving at night on 59th Street around Columbus Circle. And it was all about working on nights and then taking class and auditioning during the day. So when it came to this show, I had actually gone in the first time to audition for, aside from 2014, for an ensemble role. And that's one of the dancers, and I had gone in, and I was doing the West Side production at the time, so that was in Miami, so I flew back to my home in New York and auditioned for that, and they let me stay. I went through a couple of rounds, and then when I auditioned in front of Jerry and Sergio and our producers, I sang Mi Tierra because I knew her music already, so I was like, perfect, yes, I'm gonna sing this song. And then I sang Mi Tierra, and Jerry kind of looked at me and he was like, I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna give you the Gloria packet. And I was like, the Gloria packet? And he literally sends me the role of Gloria to just kind of like, just, you know, look it over, come back, you know, practice a couple times, and we just want to see you. Hold on, pause. This takes so much concentration. So then when that happened, I flew back to do my shows in West Side Story, and then I went back in and I auditioned in front of them again, and then I didn't hear from them for about a month. And then it was in April that they called me and they're like, hey, so we're gonna have you come in for like final callbacks. And when I went back in, it was going to be with Gloria and Emilio and the entire team, Sergio Trujillo, Jerry Mitchell, all of our producers. So that's the first time I actually met her, was in the audition room, no pressure. And yeah, I went in and did my thing. I sang her songs, I did a couple of scenes, and she was very sweet. She gave me really good energy. I remember feeling that. She didn't talk much. She just looked at me and was like nodding her head a lot. And 3 days later, my agent calls me and he's like, how would you like to be on Broadway? And I was like, shut up, that's so crazy. So yeah, that's kind of like how it went. And I was still cocktail serving when I was doing all of this. So it's my beautiful personal story. The most important thing about this show is that it's about family. I know a lot of people think it's like a jukebox musical, but there's a huge storyline behind the family aspect. That is Gloria's family. Everything from her to her mother, to her grandmother, to her sister, to her father. You get to see this normal girl kind of go through this evolution of becoming this star, but also juggling the real life and illness. You know, her father is sick. She's taking care of the household with her mother. I mean, that's just a lot of what we go through essentially in life. And it's also a story about dreams. It's a story about kind of making the impossible dream a reality, and that's what they did with their music. You definitely get to see the tribulations that come with it. You get to see a lot of the fails that come with it, a lot of the pushing throughs, making a lot of those breakthroughs so that they can make that dream happen. It just doesn't happen like that. You have to really work your ass off, and we say that in the show in a different kind of way. And it's a story about love. You get to see these two individuals who are kind of evolving their music and working together, but also kind of recognizing the love that they have for each other, and you just see it unfold beautifully. So while they're creating the music, while they're creating their empire for their success in the work aspect, you also see them in their love aspect, and it's kind of a beautiful thing to witness there. And then you also see a lot of defeat and pushing through that defeat with her bus accident that a lot of people actually forget that she went through. So you get to see another fail. Again, it's like fails and triumphs and fails and triumphs. And it's just a story about life, family, life, and dreams. And I think that that's something that's very much needed to be seen and has needed to be seen for a long time. Energy, culture, love, honesty, and humanity. I feel like those 5 things are definitely sum up On Your Feet. People don't expect to get more than what they get. They just think it's like a concert, and it's so much deeper than that. And I love that people don't realize that until they come to the show and they're like, what a surprise. And I'm like, I know, it's pretty amazing. Social media, I have an Instagram, a Twitter, and a Facebook. If you just like look under Christie Prades, CHRISTIE PRADES. And IG, I'm at Christie_Prades. And Twitter, I'm at Christie Elaine. Yeah, you can look for me there. There's so many things in the works, hopefully much more after this here in London. But if not, follow me along in the States because there's so much brewing there all the time in New York. London's like New York, actually, when it comes to work and the buzz and the vibe. So follow along because it's been a wild ride thus far and it just keeps on coming. So it's exciting to share. Thank you so much for joining me here in my dressing room in the London Coliseum. Please come and see our show. That's On Your Feet from June 14th through August 31st. We'll be here all summer and I can't wait to conga with you guys. Later.
Conga down to the London Coliseum to see our story On Your Feet this summer from June 14th.